Alright, welcome back everyone. We are here for another Digimon video. We're going to cover Blue for the BT15 booster pack that is coming out, I believe, sometime early next year. So we're just going to dive right on into it. So first up, we have Gabumon, basic 3 cost to play, 1000 power. Start of main phase, one of your Digimon gain blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. Then if you have a tamer with Matt Ishida in his name, draw 1 card. And for the inheritable, we have when attacking, once per turn, draw a card. So good thing about that card is it effectively turns almost anything on your board at present into a blocker. So that's really nice just for that utility. But moving on, we have the 5 cost to play, 5000 power to the Digivolve, Garurumon. It can Digivolve for a cost of 2 from any Digimon with Gabumon in his name. When Digivolving, if you have a Tamer with Matt Ishida in his name, draw 1 card. If you do not have a Tamer with Matt Ishida in his name in play, you may play 1 Tamer with Matt Ishida in his name for a reduced cost of 3. So it's not a free play. So if you're playing a 4 cost, it's still going to cost you 1, but still, that's still pretty good. For the inheritable, still, when attacking once per turn, draw 1 card. All right. Moving on to Where Garurumon Ace, 4 cost to play, 7000 DP, 3 to Digivolve. This can also Digivolve for a cost of 3 from any Digimon of Garurumon in his name, that's level 4. Of course, it's a Blast Digivolve counter, as is all the Aces currently. On play when Digivolving, draw 1 card. Then, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, trash 1 card. All turns, once per turn. When your Digimon effect adds a card to your hand, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of the opponent's turn. So this, we can already see with this line, it does have a nice defensive, well, I'm just going to say it's defensive, but pretty much to stop your opponent's Digimon from attacking you personally. Between Gabumon and Blocker and Where Garurumon Ace, just stopping your opponent from suspending. But moving on, we're going to next cover MetalGa, 12 cost to play, 12,000 DP for the Digivolve. Can Digivolve from a level 5 Digimon of Garurumon's name for a cost of 4. Also, it has the effect while you have a Tamer with Matt Ishida in his name, and your opponent has a Digimon with at least 10k DP, one of your Gabumon may Digivolve into this card from your hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring all requirements. So it can just warp. We've already seen Wargreymon and Agumon do it. Shouldn't be surprised MetalGarurumon does it as well. So it does have evade, so that's one nice thing. So it does have a little bit of protection from potential security bombs, so that's lovely. When Digivolving, 3 of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers can't suspend until the end of your opponent's turn. So that means no attacking and no blocking. All turns once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So what's nice about that is MetalGarurumon can attack security, immediately stand back up, and then has evade ready just in case a security bomb wants to try to delete it. Won't stop it from bouncing, but still at least that way it has a little bit of protection when it's swinging in security. So that's a little bit of a nicety. Alright, so next we're going to move on into the other cards. We have the 3 cost to play Blue Matt Ishida. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card of Gabumon or Garurumon's name from among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Alright? And your turn, when your Digimon effects add cards to your hand by suspending his Tamer, gain 1 memory. Alright? Decent. Next up, we have the 4 cost to play Wolf of Friendship option card. While you have a Tamer with Matt Ishida in his name, you may use this card ignoring coloring requirements. Main by placing 1 Garurumon and Where Garurumon from your trash to the bottom of your Digivolution cards of one of your Gabumon. That Digimon may Digivolve into MetalGarurumon in your hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements, and without paying the cost. So it's just something else that allows you to warp. So as long as you have a Gabumon on the field and at least one of the 2 in trash, you're going to be able to Digivolve straight from Gabumon to MetalGarurumon. So that's nice. Security effect, you may play 1 Gabumon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to your hand. So yeah, it just sets you right up to do it anyway. Alright, next up we have the 4 cost to play option Foxfire. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand. If you have a Digimon of Gabumon or Garurumon's name, return one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the hand instead. Okay, so it does offer a little bit of versatility. And it's only 4 costs. So it's nice. I don't like the fact that it's the lowest level, because all they have to do is really keep a rookie on board at all times, and this card really isn't going to hit the ones you wanted to hit, but it's still decent nonetheless. All right, next we have I'm just going to call them the others. So we're going to cover the Crabmon, Scorpiomon, and Pukumon. So Crabmon, 3 costs play 2000 DP. On play, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, draw 1 card. This is effectively going into... it's potentially to go into any of the decks that like to spawn from sources, just to abuse on-play skills and then retuck them under to keep repeating the process. So that's probably where this card will see some play at. Next up, we have this 6 cost play 6000 DP Scorpiomon. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 level 6 or higher Digimon cards among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck. By deleting one of your Digimon, you may play 1 Digimon with the Dark Master trait from your hand to an empty space in your breeding area without paying a cost and an inheritable blocker. So this is basically support for the Dark Masters. However, you can also just use it as a generic level 6 searcher because it doesn't specify color and it's on play. And it's kind of cheap for a level 5. It's 6 play cost. It's not bad. But yeah, okay. Not much else to say. Okay, yeah, we'll just move on to Pukumon. 10 cost play, 10,000 power, 3 Digivolve, generic blocker, on play, and on deletion. Trash the top 2 Digivolution cards of all your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. Okay, so that's a little bit cheeky. 10's pretty hard to hard slap, but I can see some circumstance why you might do it. But yeah, you can play it, trash 2, and then on deletion, trash 2. So you could potentially bottom deck 2 Digimon off of this 1 Digimon. So it's not bad. All right, moving on to, I'm going to call it the Siegemon line. So we have the 3 cost play 1000 DP Betamon. On play, if played by an effect, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So a nice little stun. Inheritable, jamming. Moving on, Siegemon, 5 cost play 5000 power, 2 to Digivolve. Just has Rush. Okay. Never mad at Rush. All right. Inheritable, also jamming. Okay, so you can Digivolve from Betamon into Siegemon and then just swing with Reckless Abandon because you have jamming. Not bad. All right. 7 cost play 7000 power, 3 to Digivolve. Next up, we have Mega Siegemon. On play when Digivolving by placing one of your other blue Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Dissolution card. Return one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to the placed Digimon's level to the bottom of the deck. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. You can bottom deck almost anything as long as you have a good variety of levels on your board state. All right, that's not bad. Inheritable when attacking. Once returned by placing one of your other blue Digimon as this Digimon bottom Digivolution card, unsuspend this Digimon. Okay, so it gives... So you can effectively get jamming, multiple swings, and okay, depending on your top end, this could get potentially nasty. All right, I see you, Mega Siegemon. All right, next up, we have the 11 cost play, 11,000 power, 3 to Digivolve, Metal Siegemon. I'm not going to lie, I wanted to see Giga Siegemon, but I'll settle for this. Fine. But on play, when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the hand. So just a bouncer. Your turn, this Digimon can only Digivolve into a white Digimon. Most of the level 7s are white anyway, so not too much of a stipulation. End of opponent's turn, delete this Digimon, then you may play 1 Digimon card with Dark Master trait other than Metal Siegemon from your hand without playing the cost. Inheritable, blocker. Again, just mainly support for Apocalypse, the Dark Master's deck. But yeah. Alright, moving on to the last of the blues. We have, I'm just going to call them the Stragglers. Okay, so we have the 3 cost play 1000 DP Gumamon X Antibody. On play when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Sea Beast, Plesiosaur, Beastkin, or X Antibody trait from among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. That's a lot of hits. Sea Beast, Plesiosaur, Beastkin. If you build the deck a certain way, that you're always probably going to get a hit. Not bad. Inheritable. When attacking, once per turn, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon can't attack. So another way to stun. All right. Next up, Coelamon. I'm probably butchering the name. Fishhead. 4 cost to play, 5,000 power, 2 to Digivolve. On play, trash the bottom 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. I don't really like the ones that say if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, because if they have a wide board, that effect's probably not going to go off all too often. But if they're mainly running a single stack, that could see some use. All right, next, Divermon, 6 cards to play, 7,000 power, 3 to Digivolve. On play, trust the bottom 3 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, you may play 1 blue tamer from your hand without playing the cost. All right, again, I hate the no Digimon with Digivolution cards, but it's still a play a tamer for free, and we love playing tamers for free. It's just like the best feeling in this game. All right. Well, nothing else to say there, no inheritable, so we'll move on to Plesiomon X Antibody. 13 cost to play, 13,000 power, 5 to Digivolve. Can Digivolve for 2 from Plesiomon at least. But when Digivolving, when attacking, once per turn, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon to the hand. An opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon attacks, if this Digimon is Plesiosaur or X Antibody, and its Digivolution cards gain 2 memory. Okay, so if it doesn't stun you, then it's just going to gain memory and try to steal turn. Alright, I see what it's trying to do. Okay, so that's it for the blue cards. At least I believe that's all the blue cards for BT15. So next we're going to move on to the star of the blue cards for BT15, and we're going to move on for deck profile for it. So let's move right on into that. All right, so here we have a hypothetical board situation, one that might not be too surprising if you come across Roll Knights. Pretty sure most of you have at this point. But yeah, this is just to show, for example, how kind of easy it is for this deck to go from 1 to 100 in one turn. So here we just have our, safety stack. We built up Gabumon X, Garurumon X, and Were Garurumon in raising area. We have 4 memory to start. We have these 2 mats on the field. This one, memory setter, and when you trash a card, gain a memory. And this one, when you add a card, gain a memory. So, not too surprising. So, just to kind of set the stakes, we do see that your opponent does have Omnimon in hand, the only card in hand. If you do not stop him now, more than likely, this is game over for you. So, with the stakes being set, we're going to show how to more than likely get out of this situation. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of variability depending on the first swing with this deck, with this setup right here, but we're just going to show you how to play through this. So first and foremost, you promote, move on out. The first thing you do, despite what you think, you swing on security here. The reason why we feel safe, even though they have 2 blockers swinging on security, we have 2 of these inheritables. When this Digimon, Garurumon, or Omnimon, and its name would be deleted by battle by returning 2 non-Digi-Egg cards from your trash at the bottom of the deck, prevent that deletion. So, see here, we have at least 6 cards in trash, so we're not really worried about him blocking. So, we kind of want them to block just so we get rid of one of those. But, we could also, even if they just let it go and swing into security, more than likely we would survive unless it's, at this point, an option card that would delete it. So we're hoping that they block. So they would block with Gankumon trying to capitalize on the 4 memory from this Digimon leaving the battle area. But we will return 2 cards, doesn't really matter which one they are, from the trash to the bottom of the deck to prevent that deletion. Okay, so we set up the first part. We kind of missed it, but when you attack, draw a card. And since we drew a card, rest to gain a memory. Alright, so with my goofs, we also get the Gabumon inheritable, top 3, grab a Garurumon or a mat. So as we see, 1 tamer, 1 Digimon with Gabumon. Okay, so we did miss that, but that's not that important. But all effects are resolved. these go to the bottom. Okay, so now what we do is we X Antibody Digivolve here from where Garurumon Ace into where Garurumon X Antibody. The Ace doesn't count towards the name, so it's just where Garurumon from this perspective. So we Digivolve for free and we draw. And then by trashing 2 cards in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. So we are going to trash 2 cards. This one, they're not really necessary. And then we're going to unsuspend this Digimon. Alright, sweet. And then if where Garurumon or X Antibodies in this Digimon Digivolution card, you may return 1 Garurumon. That's kind of up to discretion, but just for the sake of it, I'm just going to grab the card back that I just trashed. And then I'm also going to rest this mat to gain another memory. Alright, so the setup is primarily complete. So now we're going to Digivolve here in a MetalGarurumon for 4. We're going to draw again. And then where Garurumon says, when Digivolving, 3 of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers can suspend until the end of your opponent's turn. So these are effectively neutered. Magnamon cannot block in this circumstance. So you select that and select that. And then it also has the all turn skill. Once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, you may suspend this Digimon. You may unsuspend this Digimon. So we're going to now play our offensive plugin A to give this MetalGarurumon security attack +1. So now MetalGarurumon will swing on security with 2 checks at 12. And it does still have 2 more of the protection for being deleted by battle. So we're going to do the checks. Check 1. All right, we're fine. Goes to trash. Check 2. Option card. We don't care about it because it doesn't do anything to us. So now I would immediately unsuspend because this Digimon was suspended. And it still does have security attack +1. So now, just to deal with the potential being deleted by card effect, I'm going to activate the option card X Antibody Protoform. One of your Digimon without X Antibody and Digivolution cards may Digivolve into a Digimon with X Antibody trait in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Okay? Oh. Had to do the 2 memory for playing the offensive plugin. Forgot about that one. So we Digivolve for 1 reduced cost. This would be exactly 1, which would pass turn. But for here, we can Digivolve for semi-free. Put this to the bottom. There we go. There we go. And then we draw a card. And then when Digivolving, all your opponent's Digimon is effectively Super Ice Wall. All your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 4 memory. So even if you mess up at this point, you kind of are safe for 1 more turn because they can't just bum rush you and blitz you down. Okay, so that's that good part. But the reason why we wanted to do the X Antibody Protoform for its inheritable, when this Digimon will leave the battle area other than by your effect, it includes battle and card effects. From this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return 1 Digimon card to the hand and place X Antibody at the top of security. So this card effectively recycles itself. But it gives us the 1 protection that the Garurumon line isn't known for having. Okay, so we are set up in that regard. So now we get to attack security once more with 2 checks, but this time in addition by returning 1 Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of your deck, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon at the same level. In our trash, we did happen to have exactly 1 copy of MetalGarurumon, so we bottom deck MetalGarurumon, collect these, and then we will delete Gankumon for, giggles. All right, so now we're swinging on security for 2 checks. Check 1. All right, it's buffer than us, so we have to return 2. We'll return our plugin and this mat to the bottom in order to prevent the deletion by battle. And then second check. All right, and then using the inheritable of Garurumon X Antibody, when this Digimon with Garurumon or Omnimon, the same would be deleted by, no, not that one, sorry. This one. If this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon as name, when attacking by trashing 1 card in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. We'll trash one of the cards we don't care about. Could be any of these. So it unsuspends once again. And then we swing on security. Let's see. I think it's best to swing on security with this 1 Gabumon because it doesn't matter if it blows up or not. All right, it's a tamer. And then we have our MetalGa X swing for game. So another very possible setup where you can go effectively from your opponent having full security to nothing and winning the game with just 5 cards. And it's not even like 5 hard to get cards. Most of them are searchable except for the plug-in. So it's very doable, and this deck is, well, this deck is going to be fearsome. That's all I can say. But let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any other. I mean, it's a basic build, but I did also include the Puyoyomon just for the trashing effect and stripping a source to work in tandem with Matt, and also to potentially get rid of any annoying inheritable effect the opponent may have. But for the most part, it's a very basic build. Let me know if there's any other cards that you think I should be running, even though I didn't really give you too much of an idea what I'm running in this build. I'll do a pin on at the end to give you an idea what I'm running. But let me know what you think. You're happy about it? You excited about it? Let me know in the comments. But until the next time, I'm going to end it here. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.